I remember the moment the air left my lungs like a punch to the sternum. It was 3:42 p.m. on a Thursday in my Seattle studio, the radiator hissing like a dying cat, when my phone lit up with Dad's name. I was mid-sentence in an email to a client, something about optimizing freight from Shenzhen, when his voice cracked through the speaker. "Clara, kiddo, about Lila's wedding." I set the laptop aside. The screen's glow painted my knees blue. "What about it?" I asked. My calendar was already cleared for the Amalfi Coast. I'd bought a dress the color of sea glass. A swallow. Then, we didn't book you. Flights are gone. Villas too. Lila said it's intimate, family only, and we thought. The sentence hung like a noose. "You thought I wouldn't mind," I finished. Silence. I stared at the corkboard above my desk. A Polaroid from last summer, Lila's arm around me on the ferry to Bainbridge, both of us sunburned and laughing. I'd paid for the tickets. She'd forgotten her wallet. "We'll FaceTime you in," Dad said. "You'll be there in spirit." I hung up. The radiator kept hissing. Outside, rain slashed the windows like accusations. I was 29, a logistics coordinator for a biotech firm, the one who rerouted shipments through typhoons and never missed a deadline. I'd once stayed 72 hours awake to save a $3.2 million contract. And my own father forgot to put me on the guest list for my sister's wedding. I opened my banking app $112,000 in a high-yield account I'd never touched. Grandma June's trust, handed to me at 25 with a note in her spidery handwriting. "Build something they can't tear down." I booked a one-way to Marrakech. Departure, 6 a.m. tomorrow. I was the middle hinge in a family of loud doors. Lila was the photographer, National Geographic features, Instagram blue checks, the daughter who sent postcards from Antarctica. Theo was the baby, the app developer with a TED Talk and a hoodie. Collection. Me? I was the one who color-coded the spice rack and remembered Theo's lactose intolerance and Lila's fear of dolphins. The one who never asked for a seat at the table because I was busy setting it. That night I sat on the fire escape, knees to chest, letting the rain soak my hoodie. Age 10, Lila's bat mitzvah, string quartet, ice sculptures. I wore my cousin's hand-me-down dress because you're growing so fast. Age 17, Lila's high school graduation, private jet to Paris. I took the Greyhound to UW with a thrift store suitcase. Age 26, Theo's launch party in San Francisco rooftop, drone light show. I watched the live stream from my couch, eating cold pho. Always the echo. Always the "Clara will be fine." I was done being fine. Friday, I walked into my manager's office. Denise, cropped silver hair, zero patience for bullshit, looked up from her salad. "I'm taking a year," I said. "Effective immediately." She chewed slowly. "You've got 8 weeks of PTO and you want a year?" "I'm not negotiating." For the first time, she saw me. Not the girl who fixed the ERP glitch at midnight. Not the one who never took lunch. "You're burning the bridge," she said. "I'm building a new one." She nodded once. "Your access codes stay active. Don't make me regret this." Saturday, I sold my couch to a barista who paid in 20s and a six-pack. Sunday, I donated my winter coats to a shelter on Capitol Hill. Monday, I stood in the empty studio, 2 duffels and a backpack at my feet. The family group chat exploded. Lila, "Clara, what the hell?" Theo, "Mom's having a meltdown." Dad, "This is dramatic, even for you." I typed, asterisk not coming. Need space. Going offline. Love you, asterisk. Then I powered down and slipped the phone into a drawer like a corpse. Marrakech smelled of cumin and diesel. I slept in a riad with a courtyard fountain and learned to haggle for lanterns in Darija. No one knew my last name. No one asked why I flinched when someone said sister. 3 weeks later, Lila's wedding photos hit Instagram. Cliffside villa, lemon trees, Theo's arm around an influencer. Mom's caption, "The happiest day." I was in a Fez tannery, ankle deep in pigeon shit and dye, when the first voicemail hit the cloud. Lila, voice trembling, "The villa had a spare room." "I swear. I told Dad to call you." "Please, Clara, just tell me you're okay." "Dad, your mother's blood pressure." "This is cruel." "Theo, you're ghosting us?" Real mature. I deleted them. Month 3, Lisbon. I was teaching supply chain logistics to backpackers in exchange for a bunk and bifanas. My first side gig, helping a cork farmer ship to Toronto. Commission, €280. Enough for a week of pastéis de nata and a train south. I met Mara in a tram rattling up to Alfama. Portuguese, 40-something, tattoos like topographical maps. Vanishing is a mirror, she said, passing me a ginginia. First you see what you lost. Then you see what you never had. What did you find? I asked. That I'm the map, not the destination. She clinked her glass to mine. Your move. Month 6, Cape Town. My consulting had legs. I was rerouting wine shipments for a Stellenbosch co-op, slashing costs 34% while tripling speed. My inbox pinged from a stranger. Monica Vega, VP Operations, Nexus Biotech, Boston. Asterisk, heard you're the phantom who fixed half the Cape's logistics. We're drowning in Durban delays. Zoom, asterisk. I stared at the screen. Nexus was my old firm's biggest rival. The call was at 9 a.m. my time. Monica didn't blink. 4 times your last salary. Remote. 9-month contract. You fly when we need eyes on the ground. Start Monday. I accepted before my coffee cooled. That night, I bought a new burner, South African SIM. The family chat had 6,897 unread messages. I scrolled to the last. Lila, if you're gone, I'll never forgive myself. I typed, asterisk alive. Working. Will surface when ready, asterisk. Then I updated LinkedIn, Global Logistics Strategist, Nexus Biotech. The calls started within minutes. I let them ring. Month 9, Vienna. Nexus flew me in to counter a leak. Someone was poaching my routes, undercutting my rates, mirroring my algorithms. Monica sent an encrypted drive. Internal memos from my old Seattle firm, dated 2 weeks after I vanished. Subject, Operation Echo, Clone Voss Protocols. Jasper, my old project partner, the one who'd borrowed my Durban report and gotten promoted, had been promoted again. Head of Global Logistics. My promotion. My chair. He'd been scraping my digital exhaust since Marrakech. Every vendor I courted, he shadowed 8 weeks later with a cheaper bid and zero finesse. But the twist, the metadata traced a second source. Someone forwarding my private Signal chats, my hostile check-ins, my burner emails. I dug. One name glowed like a coal. Lila. My sister had been screenshotting my locked travel blog, the one I kept for hostile friends, and sending it to Jasper. Why? Because 4 months earlier, Jasper had slid into her DMs at Theo's engagement party. They'd been hooking up since the wedding. She thought if she fed him my playbook, he'd leave his fiancé. He promised her a ring. She gave him my future. I sat on the Danube at 3 a.m., snowflakes melting on my lashes, and felt the last tether snap. I didn't confront them. Not yet. I flew to Seattle unannounced. Nexus opened a satellite office in Pioneer Square, exposed brick, my name on the frosted glass, Clara Voss, VP Global Logistics. Jasper's LinkedIn updated the same day, open to new opportunities. Lila's marriage cratered when her husband found the messages. She called me from the Amalfi Villa, the one with the spare room that was never mine. I let it ring. Now I sit in my corner office, 12th floor, Puget Sound bleeding sunset through the blinds. Closed a $58 million deal with a Durban co-op Jasper spent a year failing to crack. My phone buzzes. Dad, asterisk saw the board seat news. Sunday dinner, asterisk. I type, asterisk flight to Sao Paulo Tuesday. Maybe next quarter, asterisk. Because here's the truth they'll never unswallow. They didn't just forget my ticket. They erased me to polish their golden children. And in the blank space they left, I drew a new world. So tell me, if your blood traded your future for their spotlight, would you salt the earth, or seed an entire continent and make them watch from the tide line? Drop your truth below. I read every scar. And if you're the forgotten one right now, hear this. The second they erase you is the second you stop auditioning for their memory. Take the seat they never saved. Board the plane. Vanish. Then return so radiant they'll need eclipse glasses to look at you. This is Clara Voss, signing off from the empire I built from the dust of their dismissal. See you in the comments.